الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Answering the rest of the questions inshallah ta'ala. But before that, an advice to myself and everyone that many of us, we get trapped into the past or the future, thinking about something in the past that makes us regretful or sad or miserable or whatever, or the future that I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to plan for this, what's going to happen if this happens or that happens. And we don't own the future, and no one knows how long they're going to live. And the past is gone. And as it's well known and established in the deen of Allah, a person can fix his entire life by simple means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us to be upon. All of the past, even if it's most of one's life, even if he's in the last moments of his life, all of that past can be fixed with a tawbah, to repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a general tawbah, repenting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from all sins. If we know it, then we need to specifically mention and repent from that sin specifically, if it's a major sin. If we don't remember, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us from all sins and to learn the ahkam, the rulings of the tawbah. Everyone has whatever past we have. And not every sin is just, oh Allah forgive me, and that's the end of it. There is kafarat, there is expiations, there is rulings that has to be taught, or for a person to ask a person of knowledge how to repent from stealing, how to repent from fraud, how to repent from this or that, many different things. Right? And the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is perfect, and it's very comprehensive, and nothing is missing in it whatsoever. So to learn the ahkam of a tawbah, which is important, and inshallah ta'ala we talked about it, we need to talk about it over and over again. That's how the past is fixed, by the mercy of Allah. And when it comes to the future, Allah knows best what's going to happen in the future. So what we need to be focused upon is the time that we're in now, the day that we're in, the moment that we're in, to be upon the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will fix for the person the past and the future also by the will of Allah. It doesn't mean not to plan for the future. Plan, mashallah, take the means, make istikhara, things like this, but not to overlook the time that we're in and not to let things overcome something else. This deen of Islam requires for us to submit ourselves to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from us, not our emotions. Everything that has to be following the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, one of which, of course, again, as we always should remind one another, since we have no or much means, don't forget your brothers all over the world with the dua, sincere dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all of the Muslims, especially those who are in Gaza. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect them from all evil.